Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here with
Max Demianchik.
And what'd you just do?
I bubbled YCS Richmond, wherever this is.
And what did you play?
I played Kashtira Evolsaur, good stuff.
Oh my god. All right, before we get into it, any shout-outs?
You gotta point out to the Matt.
Oh yeah, shout out tapiocards.com, edge 5 for 5% off at checkout. And who else?
Besides that, all the guys back home, back in Jersey, everyone I came with, Mikey for helping me edit my list a little bit, and yeah, that's it.
Let's get into it.
All right, so to start off, it's the Kashtira engine, so it's like 4 field spell, and then we play 2 Theosis, 2 Birth, and then the 2 Bricks of the engine, 2 Unicorn, 3 Fenrir. These cards are so crazy. I don't know like why people aren't playing this deck anymore, because like Birth is such an insane card. Fenrir is both like engine and non-engine. Unicorn ripping from the extra deck has been like insane all the weekend. I think these cards are still really sick. I would definitely play these cards again. There's probably some other ways to utilize them, like again and cannon stuff, but I really like the sub engine I was playing, which is the Evolsaur stuff, which is 3 Witch. This pairs with the Birth really well, because this has the effect, if it's normal or special, that it can set the Sinful spoil spell. So you can sometimes just go like activate Birth, normal summon this, since you don't need your normal summon in the deck, and it sets you up for like a lot of lines where you don't have to discard, so you get free advantage out of it. Paired with that, we play the 3 quick play, and then this may be controversial, but I play 1 and 1. A lot of people don't play this card at all. I think this card's really crazy. I've won a lot of games this past weekend by just resolving this multiple times over. Just putting stuff in the spell and trap zone is really crazy form of removal. Like against Preventer and Rescue Ace, you can put it in the back row so they can't trip you with Rescue, and then you just start to win games that way. It was really good. I really enjoyed these cards. And the sub engine that you play with this stuff is a bunch of random cards. So you play Snake Eyes Oak. This is your follow-up that you search off the spell, because there's a level 1 fire that revives from grave or banish. And then another sub-engine that we play is the Misk and Jurek Aello. So the combo line is with the Evil Tile cards that I'm about to show you, where you could Foolish Burial Misk, summon Aello, and then it gets you through just the Evolsaur cards, SP plus Lars, which is the best card ever printed. So you've played these guys as well. This is level 1 you normally summon. What he says is that you could send a card from your hand and himself to the grave for cost, and then special summon this guy from your deck. And then this guy lets you set the trap directly to your field, so it plays around Joel and Lockbird and like a bunch of other random hand traps. And then it has a secondary effect. You go Foolish Burial, a fire, dinosaur, or reptile monster, and change the level of 2 monsters on the field to level 4. So usually send Misk to make 2 monsters level 4. You can make like random rank 4s that way. Also just gets you to the SP line, because you summon this, Foolish this, summon this, make SP, and then you have Trap Life as well. So it's really sick. These cards definitely overperform. Everyone who had to, whenever I summoned these, everyone had to read them. They're fucking awesome. And then lastly, for the non-engine, just 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Imperm, and 3 Prosp. I thought these were like the best combinations of hand traps you could play. Ash is just like super generic. Droll for all the combo decks, because Vanadium and Tier are like FTKs if you don't have a hand trap. Imperm's super versatile and both going first and second. And then Prosperity, because it's the best card ever printed. Yeah, that's pretty much the main deck. It's at 41 cards right now. It's pretty wild. There's a lot of cool combos. That's it for the main.
Would you change anything about the deck?
The main deck, nah. The main deck was perfect. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I lost was because one time I bricked, and probably 2 rounds I misplayed. Every other game felt 100% winnable. I don't feel like I was ever in a losing position with anything. I really like the deck. Some stuff I would change in the side. So, for example, just to start off, this is like kind of the spice, but kind of the stuff I want to change. We play 2 Curry Car and 1 Snake Eyes Ash. What this does is searches any level 1 fire from your deck. So against like Pearly and like Vanadium and stuff, if you, instead of playing the dinosaur engine, you just play this instead as your summonable monster off the Witch. And then it gets you a free search for Curry Car. So you just randomly break boards because people don't know what you're doing with the card. I would definitely cut one for the future for something else. Maybe like a call by the grave or something, just because sometimes you lose to like one hand trap if your hands are really poor. And this is always searchable through your engine, so like you don't really need it. And I already have enough cards for Pearly because I also play 3 books of Eclipse. So like this in total should cover everything. So I just had to find out basically what to sub this out for. But besides that, everything else on my side made perfect sense and was usable. For tier basically, I played 3 Crow and 3 Shifter. Mismatch rarities on purpose because I hate people with OCD. And I basically just wanted to have like enough cards to cover tier, cover Unchained, a couple other matchups, and I felt like this card just covered it well. You'd always swap out the Dino engine and some of the block witches to substitute these for. It was definitely solid. Every time I resolved Shifter or Crow, I basically won the game. So that was that. And then lastly, just the board breakers, back row, rescue ace. That's about it. Nothing else needs to be said about that.
Okay.
And then lastly, the extra deck. So we played Zeus and Typhon. Made this once and it came up and won me the game. Made this once, it came up and won me the game. So can't really say too much. The cards are really good, versatile cards. And then we play the ranked 7s, which are these. And then this. This card overperformed. This is probably the best card in my deck all weekend. You have cool lines where like you summon the Witch and Unicorn, and then you just overlay them, and then you make 2 tokens, you make IP, and then you can reborn your Unicorn with Birth, and then you can still continue to combo after the fact, so you end on SP every single game. It can also make like a free Appaloosa and things like that, which is really nice. Flare Metal for time, but also it just randomly comes up because there's a lot of hands randomly where you just put on 7,500 damage exactly. So this just comes up for the extra last like bit of damage where they can't do anything to you.
I actually saw you break an entire Rescue Ace board with Barone and everything. Did 75 to him. I look over and start dying laughing when I see a QCR Flare Metal on board. The opponent was sick.
Yeah, it was definitely tough for my opponent. He was pretty unhappy with me after that game. I 2-0'd that guy. And then these cards, obviously, like you're playing cash cards, like this card comes up with Theosis, breaks boards. This comes up with the field spell. Even if they like negate it with Imperm, just having the field spell up and this is still an interruption because you just pop a random card. And I never made this. I never made it once, but I'm sure it will come up at some point. It's a good generic card to have. I definitely wouldn't cut it. That's it for the ranked 7s and good generic stuff. And then here's where like the cool cards come in. This is the MVP of all weekend. You summon this card almost every single game you go first. If you have access to the YuGiOh Kashtira engine at all, it always ends on this. And it's summonable at any point because of the trap card. Also, a lot of people misread this card, which is like how you win so many games. So it's a hot red negate, but it's not once per turn, and it can't be targeted by monster effects specifically. But a lot of people misread it that it can't be targeted by card effects. So I've had a couple games where I just won because they have Imperm and they try to Imperm like a random card on my field that's not this, but they misread the card. And then I just say okay and don't do anything to it because it doesn't matter because I have this on the field and this is the best card in my deck. So yeah, it's just free. And then it comes up for the like weird lines with the dinosaur where you can make things level 4. Also with a Rise Heart in your deck, you can just summon it for free with the dinosaur and detach the dinosaur, then set up your Lars. So it can come up. It hasn't came up all weekend. I just body people without needing it, but it should come up at some point. The other best card in my extra deck, Omega. There's so many games where I just like summon this as a safety net to hand rip them, get knowledge, and then I just Kashtira combo after the fact. It was really fucking good. This card's really, really good. Definitely need to play this card. Comes up with the Jerk monster. And then Link monsters, Anima, you know, it just, you play a lot of level 1s and steal stuff, and then sometimes I just use it to link climb into my SP. So just to get the extra advantage off of it, so you break boards that way. IP also just generic to summon the SP sometimes, or sometimes you use it to make Appaloosa. It comes up all the time. And then I made this once. I didn't need it, but it's good in theory because normally you search Oak and then you keep an SP on field, so it's a free access code turn 2. And you just kill people at that point. But I never really needed it. this is something that's easily cuttable. Maybe play like Dolka if you want to just like trash people with Dolka randomly. But yeah, that's the deck. The deck performed really well. I was happy with it. Nothing else to say.
Nice. All right. Thank you so much for being on the channel, and hope to see you soon.